New record. I wrote a lot of new songs for this new record with a lot of country writers, and for me, growing up in Nashville, those people were my heroes and my idols. The ones that wrote the songs that you would never know. They could go to the grocery store, and you'd never know that they wrote these huge songs. But the first time that I ever heard a songwriter was in a Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. So if you guys are ever in Nashville, in my neck of the woods, go to the Bluebird and you'll be really inspired. And then when I went there, I said, that's what I want to do. I know that I don't want to be a police officer, Dad. That's what I want to do. And so that's what I went after. And to be able to write songs like I'm Not Who I Was. I met a gentleman earlier that was telling me his story, and I don't know if he would mind. Maybe he would mind me telling you his story. It's personal, but it was an amazing story of redemption, and I almost started crying, him telling me the story. And I can't believe I wrote I'm Not Who I Was, sitting in my dining room about someone from my past, and I just needed to get it out. You know, I needed to say that I'm not who I was, and I think that's why so many of you have related to that song, is because you also need to say, I'm not who I was. We've all come from a different place, and a lot of times it's from brokenness, but there's such sweet redemption and grace that pours out from God through His Son Jesus, that it changes our lives and it changes our minds, and we can't be who we were. So in that spirit, I love writing from my heart, and this is a song from my heart. He was a good old man. You felt a little better when he shook your hand. Let me tell you a little about him and you'll understand why Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. He grew up in the Depression and he fought in the war. He never talked too much about the other shore. He was real good looking in his uniform, Officer Petty in 44. You might say, hey, what's so great? Sounds like a simple man. He wasn't rich or famous, but to me he sure was grand. He married a girl from down the street, built her a house down by the creek. One girl, two boys, 5 miles to feed. Paul Brown Petty built a family. He opened a shop down on the square. He'd sit she on up in his barber chair. Get a summertime buzz over real close shade. Get you all cleaned up, send you home your way. You might say, hey, what's so great? Sounds like a simple man. He wasn't rich or famous, but to me he sure was grand. He was a Cumberland Presbyterian. He went up to meet his maker in 91. Sometimes when I talk about him I get sad. You see, Paul Brown Petty was my granddad. His courage runs down in my blood, his kindness in my eyes. If you can see a man in me, he's the reason why. Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. He felt a little better when he shook your hand. If you could have known it, you'd understand that Paul Brown Petty was a good old